Hello world. It's another day. I don't know if you can see that, but it's raining out right now. One thing about Houston, if people don't know, it rains a lot out here, cause you'll be surprised, think that it's just hotter. A lot of the times I talk to people and they think it's just like ranches and spaced out in spaces. In some areas it is, but it's a lot of city living out here too. So it's another day, y'all. I gotta go back to the courthouse and pay this money. The judge didn't want to give me a break, so I had to do what I had to do and deal with that. But I gotta just try to knock this out the way right quick and keep it pushing and keep running my marathon on to bigger and better things and other problems. Also, getting a little later start to the day again because I had to deal with this, but I had to pick my lines for prize picks, and I placed an underdog bet today also. I'm just trying to get this part out the way, so then that way I could go on about my day and deal with what I gotta deal with and try to run up this bag for the day. Walking back into this thing. I don't know if you can see it right there. But I gotta go in here and handle this. You know, it's just another day. One thing about being on the apps is you might have to work every day. It ain't no set pay. It's all about how you can hustle. So, you know, sometimes you gotta hustle every day. Anyways, no days off, right? So, you know, can't really think about the dates and times or whatever else. It's more about the final number at the end of the day, and then do that, and whatever you feel your quota is, then run it like that. Got that out the way. Was a blessing in disguise. I still had to pay the money, but I also had a ticket that I had to take care of as well, and they put everything together and gave me a nice little deal. Like the judge said, he's gonna make it even a sweeter deal. So all I gotta do is get no convictions in 90 days, and this won't go on my record and it'll be dismissed. So what that means is I could still get some tickets, but I just can't get no convictions for 90 days. So I'm about to start my day and get to it. You know, forgive me, y'all. Like, I'm just getting my energy flowing, my momentum going on these episodes. So, you know, each one's gonna get better. But regardless of anything, I'm gonna definitely do my best to be very descriptive and give as much information about the stuff I do know. So that way, whoever wants to go ahead and use that information and put their own innovation with it, then feel free to. With that said, it's time to get to work. It's 1:30, not that late, but I'm gonna share these pics with y'all and give you guys a little better information of how that part's gonna be running. So before I start my day and start running my marathon on these apps, I wanted to go ahead and give you my picks that I'm playing for today. This is what I'm gonna be playing on Prize Picks. I do play on other apps as well, and I'm gonna break all that down this upcoming episodes. So make sure that you subscribe, hit your notification bells, and just stay watching, because you know the content and all the good stuff's gonna be in these episodes. I put my channel just a little different because I do what I'm doing right now, which is out here in the field. just as much as trying to find winning picks on the apps and stuff. But you'll see in these next few episodes when I break stuff down, and I do feel there's valuable information to any. But today I got a 4-player lineup. It is for Major League Baseball, WNBA, and then I got some soccer in there too. What I normally do is try to pick 3-player lineups, but sometimes the soccer players don't play. A lot of the times it seems like they won't play, so I just added the soccer player just in case, and so that way it won't mess up the slip. Also, it's Flex Friday today, so that means that you could either try to put in a flex play and either you win or you get your money back in promo funds. So that's what they do on Prize Picks on Fridays, but they only let me have a $5 max bet. So I'm just running it all. And also I don't really flex play, I do all in. So either I'm a win or I'm a lose. So that's how I've been doing it since I started. So I just try to pick some winners. So what I got today, I got on Dallas in the WNBA, I got Paige Bueckers under 18 first half fantasy points. I got Michael Garcia on Kansas City, that's a Major League Baseball, under 6.5 fantasy points, fantasy score. I have Pedro Galese on Orlando, which is soccer, under 3.5 goalie saves. And I have on the New York Yankees, Jazz Chisholm Jr. over 6.5 hitter fantasy score. So that's how I'm rocking with it today. We gonna see what happens with it. So as you can see, I put the slip on there. I know this is all old, but if you watch these videos enough, you're gonna see exactly what I'm on. And you're gonna see that, it's really a marathon I'm running, and I'm gonna keep running this daily until I hit something somewhere. So until then, I'm about to get to it though and run through it for the day and give them hell and apply pressure and always possible and come out with a win. Live on location to the first target. I got this order for 10 something. It's I think like 11, 12 items. About to run through it right quick. So I got the order done. Took a little bit longer than I would like to. As I was shopping, I got a call from Charles Schwab, and they said that somebody hacked my account and was trying to make some transactions, seemed like for $1,000 at the Apple store, and hook it up to their Samsung Pay at the same time. So they had to call and see if I approved these charges. So I didn't really get to take you guys on that trip with me like I wanted to. So now I gotta run over here and drop this order off. Interesting day, y'all. That's why it's the beautiful struggle. That's why one day I'm gonna sit back and look at all this stuff and be like, damn, it really was a beautiful struggle, but I did that shit. And you could do it too. And also, like, when stuff like this, like the court and all this type of stuff, like, I just believe that, that's the negative, energies trying to bring me down and block the blessings. Like, beautiful things is coming. You just got to run your marathon on a daily basis and believe and just push through everything. Don't worry about all the other stuff. As long as you put in the work and handle your business and work hard and give your best effort, it's only a matter of time. I don't care what you're doing. And remain consistent and just lock in and block out all the madness. Like, you got it. And I got it too. So that's why this the channel. Just grabbing up this stuff. Drop this off. And get on the board for the day. Got the items right there. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, so that way you can get the notifications when that good information pops up. Somebody snatched up the order. I was looking at one just right now, but somebody already snatched it up. So I gotta just wait and see what happens right now. It's almost the top of the hour, so some new offers and orders will be coming out. But somebody snatched that one. It was kind of far anyways. That definitely would have been a mission. It was for $14. But like I said, sometimes you just gotta stay busy. So you might take an order and go on a mission and then come back, and then some other orders is right there. Or you might catch something, or I might catch something in the area that I'm at. So I just try to stay busy sometimes, but it was kind of on a mission. So now I gotta just do a little loitering. I don't really loiter around this area too much, but sometimes I do. Just to, you know, it just depends how I'm feeling. I just go with the flow, like where the wind blows. So, you know, we'll see what happens right now. One thing I will say is that, you know, you gotta be in the right mind frame to do this, because, you know, you out here on the road, so you don't want to be distracted by no drama, nothing crazy that's gonna prevent you from being fully focused on the road and in traffic, so that way you don't have an accident and, you know, possibly lose your life, or, you know, cause somebody else to lose theirs. And then another thing is, you just got to be patient, because, you know, you might be out here for a while. So you might as well just be patient and just go ahead and try to do the best job, because it's like, if you rush, this is what I noticed for myself. It's like when I rush, then I make mistakes. So it's like, even if I feel rushed, then I just try to just harness my patience and just move slow and just make sure that I don't make no mistakes, so I could just be as efficient as possible, versus just feeling rushed and running around trying to rush and fill the orders and, you know, providing a bad experience for the customer. Because that's what it's all about when you're doing this. It's about the customer. You treat the customer right, then you guaranteed to get you some money. So you're going to get you some tips and it's going to work out. But if you just try to rush through the orders and just want to fill them, and then halfway look for the items and then say that this item isn't available, and not walking the order down and being very, very meticulous and in contact with the customer, then, you know, you're going to get with that how the customer feels. So you just got to be patient. So it's like, I just taking it in stride for right now. And then also, it's like, that's why it ain't no orders right there, because people be impatient. They just trying to snatch stuff up, snatching, and then that's not how, you know, you get the higher paying orders, because this is a little different on the app. Like, so, you know, how the orders come out, you know, it don't matter. Like, you know, I know you got to stay busy too, but there is a strategy to getting the higher paying orders, or otherwise you just gonna find yourself running around for 6s and 7s, you know, all day. And then when the other orders come, then I'm gonna be right there snatching them up. So that's why I just learned to be patient. I'm right here sitting at the spot. Well, it was a little slow a minute ago. You know, somebody snatched up a few of the orders, so it wasn't nothing out there. But that's what I learned, just to be a little patient. Every app is different, so you have to figure out, you know, how the app works. But on this app, I learned that, you know, let everybody snatch the orders and then just wait. But there's a little gray area in there. You got to be careful, because you could mess around and get no orders. So that's the whole thing, and I understand why people take them, but I used to do that too. But then I found out that if you just wait and be patient, then some other orders will come through. Sometimes it just seems like they won't, because at the top of the hour, once the orders start dropping, they come, and then everybody snatches them, then it's nothing on there. So people think that the orders is about to get snatched up and no more, but then what happens is people's always placing orders. So once those orders are snatched up, and then in my head they like, okay, so then they snatched up all the orders. Okay, then people's on the orders doing that. So now what you think's gonna happen? I'm just right here cleaning up, waiting. So I got 2 orders. It was another one I was looking at. I thought about but getting it, but time was just a little. I would have had to do some rushing. It was just raining outside, so I didn't want to deal with that one. But I did. I got a order from 5 to 6. It's 325 right now, so that one's locked in, and I already know where it's at, so I could just get it, and it's a delivery only. I could drive over there, and then I also have an order from. Matter of fact, they both from 5 to 6. I got a bundle from 5 to 6, so I got 2 orders, both from 5 to 6. One is a delivery only. One is a bundle, and I'm gonna knock them down. One is the bundle, which is 2 in 1, which one for 5 items, one's for 2 items, and I could do it, you know. So that's how we doing it. I was just trying to catch something else because it's 325. They had another order for $7, but it was just a little bit out the way. Had to deliver it by 8, but where it's at, because I will go get it right now, but then that's going to crunch into my shopping time for the bundle, and then I just have to rush, so I don't want to deal with it. So I'm just right here chilling, loitering at the car wash. You know, loitering, catching the breeze, meditating, manifesting. I don't really watch the whip it like I just rained earlier today, so if I would have watched the whip yesterday, then what you think would have happened? So most of the time what I do is just give it a little bird bath. I got some car wash in a bottle. I might wipe it down in the future and then just go ahead and deal with it like that. But for right now, it's not really that big of a deal. Main thing is to just stay out here and run my marathon, and you know, block out outside distractions and drama. Anything that's gonna sabotage the mission, then I'm not dealing with it. I don't really care what it is. So I'm gonna handle this business and stay out here. It's already been an interesting day, but it's all right. It's life. You know, life be lifing, right? That's what they say. It's just all about how you deal with everything. So I'm gonna deal with everything like a true champion in spirit, and you know, lead the rest up into the sky, and then just deal with it like that. Back at the spot, same location. About to make it do what it does once again. Like I said, this is 5 and 2 items bundle. Plus, you could deliver early if they put it in the notes. Sometimes you could still do it, but sometimes, very rarely, people they want it on time frame. A lot of the times they have to wait, so they just happy that somebody giving them prompt service like I'm providing. But we about to get to it. I done messed around and went to the wrong store, so I gotta go to the right store. Sometimes people have preferred stores that they prefer to shop at, so you can't just go to any Target, even though they might have the stuff right there at this store. But people pick the preferred stores for a reason. And then also, sometimes they don't have the stuff right there, and then you be like they don't, and they could see that you're not at the right store. So, you know, it could go either way, but it's a gamble, especially if you're trying to be prompt and then they don't have the stuff. So we at the right spot now. See it in the background. Probably like 1.5 miles down the street. They got at least 3, 4, 5 Targets on Westheimer, you know, spread out throughout the city. So this 7 items, 2 orders bundle. Let's see what it do. So I just put my basket right there like that. Come around. Scan that. It just makes it all easier. Come right here. Grab that. Scan that. Come right here. Grab that. Scan that. Then and just come back and drop it in the basket. Headed to drop this off. 1208. Drop it. Another one out the way. Now it's on to this other delivery, Oni. Let's see if I can find something else to keep me busy. Another order down. Don't got nothing lined up right now. Try not to do it unless it really flows, because you could have lined up. Man, right now it's after work traffic, so if you don't get your timing together, then you will get a late order. So came over here to use a bathroom right quick. I don't really like to hang out at this HEB. It's probably like 20, who knows how many people in this parking lot. Like, they congregate in this parking lot a lot. People try to go to areas where they think they tip better, and you know, people have their selective zones that they like to be at. But I just move around. I came to the conclusion they gonna tip everywhere. You know, I don't know who tip better, the people who got money or people who don't. I just know people tip when they feel that they had a good experience. So even the poorest person, they appreciate that good quality service. So that's what I'm banking on every time. Got another order back at the other store. So I'm about to run over there, handle that. Hopefully something else will pop up. You know, sometimes it's risky. My strategy might be a little risky, but if you could just hold off, like, some better orders might come through. But I'm headed over to this other store and about to run it up. 11 items. They had another order also, which was a bundle, but I didn't mess with it because it had some cases of water, and I didn't know if I was gonna have to carry those. It was three cases of water. I didn't know if I was gonna have to carry those into one of the buildings or if it was onto the house, because that's one thing they don't tell you in the order. If it's a bundle, they're not gonna tell you which order you shopping for, which address goes to that order. So you have to pay attention to everything. So that way, unless you got a cart, if you got a cart, then do your thing. But if you don't, then you might want to pay attention, because you will get stuck with an order having to lug around some water. Trust me, it happened to me more than once. As you can see, it's raining again. You'll be surprised how much it rains out here. I know you hear that thunder. You'll be very surprised how much it rains out here. That's all I can say. So it's raining right now. I'm still in the field. I just had to get up out of the front of Target, because sometimes it gets to raining and flooding, and that just makes it more hard to get to the car. It was already starting over here by my whip, so I had to just run to the car. So that's twice today. Little rain twice today, y'all. Finna try to see if I could drop this off and catch something and keep the marathon running for the day. Definitely been an interesting day, but you know, I don't have no complaints. I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to had an attempt to make an advance and move up closer towards what I'm trying to do. It's still raining right now. It died down a little bit, but I had to go deliver this order. Now I'm trying to find another order. There is a few available, but the later it gets, you know, I start getting just a little more pickier, especially if I've been taking like a lot of lower paying orders all throughout the day. Then I'm not gonna do it all day. Like, I will play the game and, you know, do my part and helping, you know, make sure that customers get their orders. But I'm not gonna stay out here all day and just pick low paying orders. So once it starts getting a little later, you know, 5, 6, 7 around this time, then, you know, I start you know, just being a little more strategic with the orders, making sure that they pay. Shout out to everybody running a marathon right now in real time, staying down and dirty and diligent for the come up, for real. It ain't easy, but it could be done. I'm about to be living proof. I don't have no doubts. It's just gonna take a little time. I got another order that I'm looking at right now. You know, when it rains, you know, it kind of slow up, make it a little more difficult for people to move around. But I wanted to show you, it been raining. It was raining heavier, but it really haven't stopped since earlier. But I want to show you what happens out here, various places too. If you could just look and see how it start flooding up in different spots. I'm gonna go ahead and take you over here right quick. Watch this right here. We gonna drive through it. Look at that. That's flooded. Look at that. That's all flooded right there. Look at it. That's all flooded. This is down there a lake right there. Hold on. That's what happens out here when it starts raining. Headed right here to the Kroger's. Like I said, I was patient. I got 2 orders. And they're not a bundle. They 2 separate orders. One's kind of close. The other one's a little whiles away. $23. And that's how I'm running it. So I'm at the first delivery address out of these 2 delivery only orders. And I have been here. I actually have a preferred customer who stays around on the other side. But I don't really get to this complex too often. So I'm not familiar with the layout. So the first thing I'm gonna do, just like I was saying the other day, is I'm gonna park and then I'm gonna go find the apartment and then I'm gonna come back and then deliver the groceries. So that way I'm not just walking around with the order, looking around and stuff. Especially you don't know how far it's gonna be. So that's always like the best thing. Is just to look around for the apartment and then come back. So I think it's like 21 something. It's always best to get as close as possible to your delivery destination, or your drop-off point. But just in general, for safety, you know, you want to be as close as possible so you could drop the order off and get back to your car and get out back on the road. Because, you know, the further you are, anything could happen. So, you know, it's always best to be as close as possible to your vehicle. So then that way you could just drop and then go. Back at Target. Hold on. Still had to run it back. Got another order. This one's good. $18.90 for I think it's like 15, 16 items, mostly grocery. So you're about to run it up, get in here, make this happen. Might be the last one for the day, but they might have something on there that's worth it. I definitely go get it. Just like that, y'all. About to go process this order and drop it off. know if you're gonna be able to see this. Let's see. One last order I decided to grab from 10 to 11. I think it's 6 items. It's $12. So I could just run in here and grab this right quick and drop it off and be done for the day. I messed around and went to the wrong store again. I was supposed to go to Target. I'm over here at HEB, as you can see in the background. You know, this one is closer. Sorry, that's twice in a day, y'all. But it happens, you know. A lot going on in real time. Like I said, the name of this channel is called Beautiful Struggle. So, you know, it's all beauty in this. So, you know, nothing is for nothing. Everything is something. But it's beautiful struggle. As you seen, I had to go to court today. Somebody motherfucking tried to use I got hacked on one of my accounts, you know, so a lot of stuff going on. I'm just standing stronger and making sure that I'm the strongest of anything, and nothing can take me down. But you know, it happens. It ain't the first time it happens. Sometimes when I look at the HEB and the Target and I just don't really look, and I just see where it's actually in the zone, it happens. Alright, so literally right here, took less than 3 minutes. Right here across the freeway. Mind you, I'm a professional. I've been doing this for a while. So, you know, it's a little different. But it's really what it is. Got 5 or 6 items. Really, I got this order because I seen that they had some alcohol on there. So I try to get people's alcohol orders, you know, because I know how it is. I used to drink a lot. So I know how it is when you want that drink. Just like that. Other one out the way. 12 something. So that was like a quick 50 or something. Excluding tips, that was like a quick 50 or 60. Most definitely that was like a quick 50 or 60, excluding tips. You know, the tips don't always come through the same day. They might tip me sometime next month for this. So that's one of the good things too, because sometimes you'll be sitting there and then your tips just start coming in. So we'll see what happens. Another order out the way. Feeling good about it. Another day done. We'll see how it looks like when the tips come through. I'll be running another marathon, so I'm not really worried about that. I feel like I put in some good work. Customers happy with the service. Was a cleanup man for a few orders for some people who canceled some stuff. So, can't complain.